So you were were more of a cultural outlier in the past. Do you think that no offense, but
Uh,
as far as making internet music,
mm,
uh, would you say that the culture has sort of shifted to where now you're more centralized?
yeah, yeah, it's pretty funny. Maybe not necessarily for the better. Yeah, I think I was kind of um yeah, I definitely felt more, or even just as much as where people would think I'm a weirdo because what I believed or how I thought about things in the past, and now everyone's as crazy as me, and I know how that feels. It's very uncomfortable, so that is unfortunate for them. Yeah, or like the fact that I guess I was an influencer before there was such a thing as an influencer, and now that's what children in grade school want to grow up to be. And I would think it's not particularly good for your brain or your personal development to do that.
To be an influencer or to want to be an influencer?
To be an influencer.
My university just opened up an influencer degree,
Hmm.
a degree in influencing.
I mean, it makes sense. You can make more money as an influencer than as a middle school teacher.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would say you need a strong psychic immune system, because to be a successful influencer, you have to be performing to a large group of people's needs all at the same time. And that can make you into a very strange and unhappy person.
that's very true. It's sort of monetizing parasocial living, really.
Yeah, when you monetize the core aspects of your life, it can it can be a little painful or Cronenberg-esque.
Nice. Has that sort of, yeah, that impulse to become an influencer affected you, and have you had to draw any boundaries? Would you say that? I guess you would say that you are an influencer.
Yeah, not a particularly popular one by the scale at which a real influencer would count their statistics. Like there, I'm sure I go to a party and there's random civilians with more Instagram followers than me. I'm still under 15K. I'm kind of just like, yeah, but yeah, technically people are on that parasocial level of watching what I'm doing. Um, in the past, like I think I kind of hit the next. Uh, I in When I discovered Tumblr in the early 2010s, I got very serious about this project of pretty much just blogging every single thought that I had onto that website, and really not holding anything back, to the point where I almost trained myself to not have thoughts unless I was typing them into the computer. Uh, yeah, so I was experimenting with this idea of just absolutely no privacy, and also that I would go to my way to just, I was like, oh well, I don't have enough fans to make this a job. I'm gonna recruit fans. I'm gonna go find people that seem like they would be into my thing, and I'll talk to them. And also, I'll let them kind of cross my boundaries. All this stuff is very much not a good idea in terms of safety. But yeah, that around the time black dresses got popular and it went from this small little thing to a lot more people, that it I was really unprepared for that shift, and it got scary and dangerous pretty fast, or like to another level. And it was also just like not good for my mental health. And also you can't make everyone happy all the time. Like I think to be an influencer, you maybe have to be like a certain level of yeah, to just for the sake of your self-preservation, you probably have to be somewhat deceptive. And I was coming at it from a really sincere angle, and that it felt really personal if someone didn't like me or had a very specific parasocial gripe or whatever. Also, that people would be like, if a person has 100,000 posts on the internet, it's easy to dig through it and find something to make a problem about. Uh, it's fair enough, but it was just kind of a lot past a certain point. I had to retool my operation.
So how has your approach shifted since you found those issues?
Well, in at that time that I was going for this maximum exposure approach, kind of treating myself like a guinea pig. Like, I wonder what will break first, my cell phone or my soul, and uh, that I was trying to establish an audience, and now I'm at that point where I have enough of an audience to sustain me, and I don't have to overexpose myself in that way. Yeah, that I generally don't post almost anything that involves words, or at least anything personal. On my Instagram, I don't even really post that many pictures of myself anymore. I'm just posting like random pictures that I think is cool.
I was actually going to ask about that, but before I do, because I find that really, really interesting and almost like old school.
Yeah,
But if you hadn't became popular at that time, do you think that you would still be going for this maximum sincerity approach, or you would have worn yourself out?
it's a lot more sustainable when no one cares. It's a lot more sustainable when no one cares. Um, yeah, I think I would probably continue in the same way.
Uh, do you think that approach led to your exposure, or was it just RNG?
There's there I there mu- I think the RNG was a large part of it, and also the fact that I it's like with music, to be selected by the RNG, um it's like each song you put on streaming is almost feels like getting a scratch off lottery ticket, where each one is its own individual chance to be chosen by the RNG, sort of regardless of the quality. And so I had bought a lot of scratch off tickets in this system. I think the other aspects, uh, I mean, I think the sincerity connected me with other artists that have have a similar level of sincerity and dedication, and that put me in a position to keep doing uh, keep doing important work. But also, there was like a particularly exploitative nature of that Black Dresses album that got popular. I think, um, yeah, that I just happened to make something that was just so intensely miserable that it was attention grabbing.
So there was sort of a bifurcated nature of it, where
Yeah.
on one hand you had the maximum amount of chances, or you were maximizing your chances. Then on the other
Mm.
one, you happened to hit a note that resonated with people as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you do that intentionally, or was it just happen? Did it just happen to resonate with people?
It just happened. I kind of didn't. I uh because my music was really unpopular, I didn't have a very good sense of, yeah, that my mentality with making stuff is that I try to make it resonate with myself, because that's the only thing that I can guess is I can only feel my own resonation. I can't feel other people's. So if I was trying to play to other people's tastes, I would be guessing. Whereas if I'm playing to my own taste, then I'm knowing. Uh, yeah. So, but yeah, yeah, it was designed for not a lot of people to hear because it's so raw and so personal. And when a lot of people heard it, I was very scared.
I can understand that. Feels like you're exposing yourself.
Yeah, there was like a lot of really personal stuff on there, and that when the audience was the size it was, I was like, oh, I would not have said that if I knew tens of thousands of people were listening, or at least not in that way.
That makes sense. I'm sure that your musical, the way you approach music now that you know that considerably more people are going to listen to it, has that changed how you approach your subject matter?
Yeah, it's honestly been a struggle to continue making music after that whole experience. For like I kind of went through stages with it where it blew up. It was so popular. I got more money than I ever seen before, and I kind of cynically for a period engaged with that. I was like, okay, if this is what people want, they want to hear someone having a really bad time. Like I can do that. I'm having a bad time. Let me set this up for you. And then after that, uh, after being like, okay, if this is how I'm gonna get money, I'm gonna get money like that. It just the audience kept growing, and I it eventually made it really hard for me to make music at all because I just felt like like I was for a while playing to the audience and then felt like the audience was kind of vampirizing off of my emotions, and it was really hard to make music at all. And like it's yeah, but it really became a struggle to write any type of music, and I became extremely guarded about it. But I think I'm back in a place that I can be genuine without also self way like whatever the word is when you light yourself on fire, self immolating.
Gotcha. So it doesn't necessarily have so much of a personal toxic hold on you now.
Yeah, at least like I think that yeah, that I can still speak to what's true to me and important to me without at least sticking my finger in my own fresh wound.
That's good. I'm sure that it's important to set up those sorts of boundaries in order to still have genuine uh, music, you know. And
Yeah, it's been a learning experience, and I'm grateful to have it.